Did you know that many widely believed myths about developing nations are not only misleading, but also completely false? Today, we're going to shatter some of the most persistent misconceptions that shape our perceptions of these countries. Let's start with a common one. When people talk about the developing world, they're talking about Africa. This couldn't be farther from the truth. Africa is just one part of a much broader picture. Asia, parts of South America, and even regions in North America are classified as developing. The idea that Africa is synonymous with underdevelopment limits our understanding of global poverty and progress. The reality is that development is a global issue, and each nation's path is unique. Now, let's debunk another myth. People are poor because they have too many children. This myth grossly oversimplifies the complex relationship between poverty and family size. Often, poverty is the root cause of limited access to family planning, not the other way around. In fact, research shows that improving education and healthcare often leads to lower birth rates. It's not the number of children that causes poverty, it's the lack of resources to support families. Next up, everyone in developing nations is poor. This is a huge misconception. Many developing countries are home to growing middle classes and wealthy individuals. These nations are not one-dimensional in their economic structure. Focusing solely on poverty ignores the full economic landscape of these countries. And let's not forget the myth that all people living in extreme poverty reside in rural areas. While rural poverty is significant, nearly 25% of the world's poor live in urban settings. Cities like Mumbai, Nairobi, and Rio de Janeiro are home to rapidly expanding slums, where poverty is just as entrenched. Urban poverty requires a completely different set of solutions than rural poverty. But here's the most shocking myth of all. Poor countries are just lacking in natural resources. Did you know that many developing nations, especially in Africa, are rich in natural resources? Yet billions of dollars worth of resources are extracted from these countries every year, only to leave their borders. The issue isn't a lack of resources, but poor governance, global trade imbalances, and historical exploitation. As we've seen, these myths aren't just inaccurate, they perpetuate harmful stereotypes and false narratives. The reality is far more nuanced, and it's crucial that we move beyond these oversimplified views. By understanding the true dynamics of poverty, development, and progress, we can contribute to building a more informed and compassionate world. If you were surprised by these myths, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more.